Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to political science class. It is the first session of the day. Okay, today two sessions are there. Okay, so in the last session, we discussed about politics of planned development. Politics of planned development. Clear? We discussed about the different five-year plans. Clear? Basically discussions of first three five-year plans and its importance and its importance. So discussion of that chapter is almost completed. Now there are a number of things are there, including cartoons. Okay, clear, caricatures that we want to observe from the textbook. Okay, so everyone sit with your textbook. Okay, so we will start the session now. Here you can see your textbook. Okay, is it visible? The screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so starting from here. Okay, political contestation, and we discussed about the problem in Orissa. Okay, the importance of development. Okay, so what kind of development? Economic development. So almost all the countries, they are trying to achieve this economic development. Clear or not? By improving its agricultural sector, by improving its industrial sector, okay, and improving the standard of living for the people, okay, and improving the infrastructure facilities related with the what you can say, transportation, communication, okay. Like that, almost all the countries are trying to achieve development, basically speaking. So the economic development. So in the world, basically, almost all these countries are using three different patterns to achieve this development. Okay, economical systems. Okay, basically speaking, so economies. Okay, what are they? Capitalist economies, socialist economies, and Indian version is that's called to be the mixed economic development. Clear? Mixed economy. Okay, so in the textbook, page number 48, okay, you can see that what is left and what is right. What is left and what is right. In the politics of most countries, you will always come across references of parties and groups with a left or right ideology of leaning. These terms characterize the position of concerned groups or parties regarding social change and the role of the state in effecting economic redistribution. Left often refers to those who are in favor of the poor. Okay, underline that. Left often refers to those who are in favor of the poor, downtrodden, okay, economically backward, downtrodden in the sense of socially and economically backward people, downtrodden section, and support government policies for the benefit of these sections. Clear? So there are two types of political parties are there. Okay, the leftist parties and the rightist parties. Clear? So leftist parties are the parties basically they are standing for the development of the poor people. Okay, for economically clear, economically backward, poor people, and the downtrodden. I already told you that. What is that downtrodden? Socially backward. Clear. Economically, socially, their people are backward. So downtrodden. So, okay, sections and support government policies for the benefit of these section. And the leftist party is always supporting the government programs and policies to support the poor people and the downtrodden. Clear? The right refers to those next type of parties. The right. So the right refers to those who believe in free competition and market economy alone ensure progress, and that government should not unnecessarily intervene in the economy. So that's what the rightist party is. Okay. So already you people studied in economics, right? Okay. Perfect competition. So their market forces will fix the prices of the commodity, right? Government will not interfere in that. Clear? Only the market forces, which means the right parties are the or rightist parties are the parties basically they are supporting capitalism. Okay, free play of the market. Okay, where demand and supply will fix the price for the commodity. Clear? And the government intervention is minimal. Clear? Okay. Now, can you tell which of these parties in the 1960s were rightist and which were the leftist parties? Where would you place the Congress party of that time? Okay, 1960s. Okay, so that time Congress party is basically adopted the policies from USSR, right? Okay, so a kind of socialist approach is there. So we can say that somewhat Nehru and some leaders they supported what socialism. leftist ideology. Okay, number of other political leaders from the Congress party, they supported rightist ideology. I mean, the capitalist ideology. Clear. So Congress party is a centralist party. Okay, there is no fixed program like capitalism or socialism. Okay, they adopted the policies from both the capitalist economies and socialist economies. Clear. So remember, there are two types of parties are there. Basically, we are able to find in India. Okay, some parties are the leftist ones, some parties are the rightist. Clear. Okay, the rightist parties are the parties basically they're supporting the capitalist economy, and the leftist parties are there standing for the development of the poor people and the downtrodden, and they're always supporting the policies of the government to support these poor and downtrodden people. Downtrodden people. Clear? That clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we discussed about the ideas of development, right? Ideas of development, clear? So ideas of development related with what policy we should adopt to achieve this development. What sort of or what kind of? Okay, clear or not? Capitalist or socialist. So basically, if you are looking to the Western world, okay, European countries. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so come to page number 48 here. The last paragraph. The first decade after independence witnessed a lot of debate around this question. It was common then, as it is even now, the people to refer to the West as the standard of measuring development. Okay, so almost all the political leaders, okay, many of them basically they have an idea. What is that? Observe to the West or observe the West, how the Western world developed. Okay, and they used Western world as a standard for measuring development. Okay, clear or not? So this was about becoming more modern, and modern was about becoming more like the industrialist countries of the West. So their idea, it is nothing but the Western world, the Western countries, it is developed because of industrialization. Clear? Number of industries are there in those countries. Okay, so those countries are developed. Clear? Okay, so this is how common people as well as the experts thought. It was believed that every country would go through the process of modernization as in the West. So everyone or almost all the people, they believed that if you want to achieve development, basically want to adopt the policies that already adopted by the Western world. Okay, which involved the breakdown of the traditional social structure and the rise of capitalism and liberalism. Okay, so what is that? If we are adopting this modern technology that used by the Western world or Western technique of development, it will break down the social and the cultural structure of the country. Okay, clear or not? Because it is giving importance for a capitalism and free play of market and liberalization. Clear or not? Okay, there is no role for the government. Okay, so on the eve of independence, India had before it two models of modern development. Okay, so soon after independence, anyway we want to achieve development. So there are two models are there. What are they? The liberal capitalist model. Okay, the liberal capitalist model means that model that adopted by the Western countries and US. Clear? That's what the liberal capitalist model. Okay, liberal capitalist model, okay, where the government intervention is minimal, very less and limited. Clear? Okay, almost we can say that a rightist approach it is. Okay, that basically followed by US and Europe. And another technique is another model is the socialist model, as in the USSR. Socialist model, socialist model, already we know that basically they stood for the development of the poor people and the downtrodden. Okay, we already discussed that. So leftist one. Okay, clear? You have already studied these two ideologies and read about the Cold War. Yes, between the two superpowers, there were many in India then who were deeply impressed by the Soviet model of development. These included not just the leaders of the Communist Party of India, but also those the Socialist Party and the leaders like Nehru within the Congress. Clear? Okay, so the leftist parties basically they adopted the policies of USSR. Okay, clear or not? Because they are the communists. Okay, clear? Understand? But in India, not only the Communist Party, but number of people from the Congress Party also loved and they like the policy of the USSR. Okay, so example, Nehru. Okay, there were very few supporters of the American style capitalist development. Okay, the number of leaders from the Congress party, basically they supported the USSR. Okay, I mean the developmental model of USSR. This reflected the broad consensus that have developed during the national movement. The nationalist leaders were clear that the economic concerns of the government of the free India would have to be different from the narrowly defined commercial functions of the colonial government. So almost all the leaders, they thought that, okay, anyway, we got independence. Now we want to escape from the colonial rule or colonial type of administration. Okay, so basically, England is a European country, right? And they adopted that kind of administration in India. So Indian leaders decided we want to escape from that kind of administration. So we have to adopt the USSR's plan. Okay, okay, plan of present day Russia. Okay, so now we are moving towards planning. What is planning? What is planning? Can anyone tell me? Check your notes. Tell me then, what is planning? This is an important question for the examination. Write down there. What is planning? What is planning? If you not wrote so, write down the answer. Write down the answer. Write down the answer. Write the question. What is planning? Planning is a systematic regulation of. Planning is a systematic regulation of. Planning is a systematic regulation of purposeful activity, purposeful activity, purposeful activity, purpose, sorry, purposeful activity to achieve national goals. Repeating, planning is systematic regulation of purposeful activity to achieve national goals. Full stop. India was inspired by, India was inspired by, India was inspired by USSR, USSR for planning, for planning, for planning to provide basic necessities, to provide basic necessities of life, basic necessities of life. That is, that is advanced education, advanced education, comma, medical care, medical care, medical care, and technological skills, and technological skills, medical care and technological skills. Okay, so that is the answer for that question. What is planning? Clear? Okay, so despite the various differences, there was consensus on one point that development could not be left to private sectors. Okay, that there was the need of government to develop, design, or plan for development. In fact, the idea of planning as a process of rebuilding economy and a good deal of public support in 1940s and 1950s all over the world. The experience of, I mean, almost all the countries, okay, they escaped from the clutches of the colonial rule. They started thinking about different types of planning or plans to achieve development or provide development for their own countries. Okay, so a number of people or people of those countries also supported the government to adopt these plans. Okay, so with the support of the people in the 1940s and 1950s, all over the world, different countries, they formulated different plans for development. The experience of Great Depression in Europe. Okay, so what do you mean by Great Depression? It's economical problem, economical depression. Okay, yeah. Number of people lost their job, number of companies were shut down. Okay, that was a problem, and value of money decreased. basically you will use a term to express that. It's called the Great Depression in Europe, economical problem. Okay, there's no money with the people pauperized. Okay, in interwar, in the war reconstruction of Japan and Germany, and most of all the spectacular economic growth against heavy odds of Soviet Union in 1930s and 1940s contributed to the idea or consciousness. Okay, thus the planning commission was not a sudden invention. So in India, we started a new program. That's what planning, with the help of an organization termed as the Planning Commission. Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission was not a sudden invention. In fact, it has a very interesting history. We commonly assume that private investors, such as industrialists and big business entrepreneurs, are averse to ideas of planning. They seek an open economy without any state control in the in the flow of capital. So number of private industrialists, they are against this planning. They want a free market. Okay, they like a capitalist economy, but government is not ready for that. Okay, government of India. So government of India adopted a policy. Okay, what is that? Planning, basically with the help of the government, and the government will allocate different things for the people, or very important things for the people. That was not what happened here. Rather, a section of the big industrialists got together in 1944 and drafted a joint proposal for setting up a planned economy in the country. It was called the Bombay Plan. Okay, so you already wrote that question. What is the Bombay Plan? Okay, please check that answer. The Bombay Plan. Okay, number of industrialists together, they formulated a plan. Okay, that termed as the Bombay Plan. The Bombay Plan wanted the state to take major initiatives in the industrial and other economical investment. So the plan wanted the government to underline that. The plan wanted the government to, I mean the state, okay, to take major initiatives in industrial and other economic investments. Thus, from left to right, planning for development was the most obvious choice for the country after independence. Clear. So the Bombay Plan want the government want to take initiative for a industrial development or the economical development of the country. Clear. Then the government want investment, it seems. Soon after India became independent, the Planning Commission came into. So the Bombay Plans, here it is 1944. Okay, soon after India became independent, the Planning Commission came into being. The Prime Minister was its chairperson. It became the most influential and central missionary for deciding what path and strategy India would adopt for its development. So after the independence, a new organization. Okay, that's what the Planning Commission was set up. Okay, and the Prime Minister was its chairperson, Prime Minister. It became the most influential and central missionary for deciding what path, so what plan, what way want to choose to achieve development. Okay, clear. Who will decide that? The Planning Commission will decide. Clear. What method of or what plan want to adopt to achieve development. Clear? Is that clear or not? So you wrote the notes also. Please check that. Learn it properly. What is planning and what is this Bombay Plan and what is the importance of Bombay Plan and the year of Bombay Plan 1944. Okay. Next one, early initiatives. Okay, government policies to achieve development. Okay, soon after the independence, soon after the development of or what you can say, establishment of this election, sorry, a planning commission, what ways they adopted to achieve development. Okay, as in the USSR, the Planning Commission of India opted for 5-year plans. So the 5-year plans are adopted from USSR. Clear? Already we know that India adopted the socialist plan. USSR's plan there. So USSR also followed this 5-year plan. So India adopted that same program to Indian economy. The government of India prepares a document that has a plan for all its income and expenditure for the next 5 years. So we already studied that. There are two types of budgets are there. What are they? Or the two types of budgets?
Planned and unplanned.
Plan, budget, and a non-plan, right? Two are there, plan and a non-plan. Okay, plan budget means the budget is related with the 5-year plans, and non-plan budget in the sense it is for 1 year, right? Clear or not? Clear. So the government made a, or the planning commission made a perfect idea or a perfect criteria to spend money. According to budget of the central and the state government is divided into two parts. Non-planned budget that is spent, underline that all, okay. What is non-planned budget and what is a planned budget? Okay, well, you already wrote also. Please check in your notes. Okay, and routine items on the yearly basis and plan budgets that is spent on a 5-year basis as per the priorities fixed by the plan. A 5-year plan has an advantage of permitting the government to focus on the larger picture and make long-term intervention in the economy. Clear? So the plan budget is for 5 years, and what are the priorities is provided, or what are the priorities are there in the 5-year plan, the government will spend as per that. Clear? So priorities in the sense, in each plan, there's a program, okay, is there for the government. What want to achieve within these 5 years? Construction of dams, canals, irrigation projects, okay, like that various programs are there. So government will spend money for that particular program in that particular 5 year. Clear? And non-planned budget means every year the government will spend money for its routine activities. Clear? Routine activities means what is that? Number of things are there. Okay, defense is there, administrative mechanisms, they have to run the administrative mechanism, salary for the employees, pension for the ex-employees, like that various things are there. So government will spend money for that. That's what the early initiatives. Clear? So this caricature, what is that? What is that? So Indian economy is not that much developed. Okay, so it says that centralized planning is a, what kind of plan is that? Hmm? Several limitations are there for that planning, right? Number of limitations are there. So the broken pole says that, right? The broken pole, they attached it with a number of different tweaks there. Okay, clear or not? And trying to overcome the village reality. Our villages are under utter poverty. There is no development at all. So with the plan, what we are adopted today, I mean today in the sense, soon after the independence, it is not enough to overcome that reality, the problem of the villages. Clear? Any doubt?
So
Any
can
doubt?
I ask something?
Yeah.
Before it was said that the centralized planning did not benefit the
Hmm.
industrialists,
Hmm.
the private people. So,
Hmm.
and here it is saying that it is also not benefiting the village people.
Definitely.
So, whom did it actually benefit?
Benefit in the case, there are two things are there. First of all, the mechanism. Okay, the planning commission, they adopted the plan. Okay, plans are there, but to back up the plan, there is no economical resources. Understand? Example, idea is good, right? Okay, but there are number of limitations are there for make that plan into a successful one. Limitations are there. Clear? So basically, it is government is adopted the plan to support the people. Clear? Not the private industries, not the private industries there. So government started number of industries to improve the life of the people in the country. Okay, but it is not sufficient, or it was not sufficient. Okay, and the same time, the condition of the villages are not that good in India. Clear? The people, they are in utter poverty. It was an agrarian economy. Even today, it is an agrarian economy. Okay, clear or not? So benefit in the case, the government is trying to achieve these economical goals, but resources are limited with us. Clear? Okay, so the development is step by step. That's what various plan. Up to 2017, okay, you studied that. 12 plans are there. Okay, still today, we are not developed. Can anyone tell me what is the intensity of development of our country? So I already told you that when I was in fifth class, okay, there are number of news reports will come. Within 5 years, India will become a developed country. Okay, fifth class completed. Okay, 10th completed. In 10th class also listen the same. Within 10 years, India will achieve development. Completed. Okay, right? My 10th class completed, degree completed, PG completed, and now they're saying give us nearly 24 years or 25 more years to achieve a development, right? Still the government says the same. Okay, we need 24 more years to make India a developed country. Clear? Understand? It is a process. Okay, because lack of resources. Okay, and lack of proper planning and bribery. Okay, like that various problems are there for our country. Corruption to achieve development. Clear or not? Understand? Ashwarya? Okay, so we cannot say that who developed or who achieved development. Might we can say that it is the politicians and the bureaucrats. Okay, so Rajiv Gandhi once commented that if the government allotting 1 rupee for the development of the people, only 15 paise reaching directly to the people, balance 85 paise will missing in between. Okay, clear or no? That's a problem we are facing in India. Corruption. It's a dangerous issue, right? Okay, Surya, that answer is okay for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the draft of the first 5-year plan and then the actual plan document released in December 1951 generated a lot of excitement in the country. People from all walks of life, all walks of life means all spheres. Okay, academics, journalists, government and private sector employees, industrialists, farmers, politicians, etc., discussed the debate the documents extensively. The excitement was planning reached its peak with the launching of the second 5-year plan in 1956. Okay, so after the second plan period, 1956, okay, India is almost tried to achieve development through industrialization. What is that? Industrialization. So second plan is giving importance for the industrialization, as we know. Okay, already we discussed that. The fourth plan was due to, sorry, the third 5-year plan period is 1961. The fourth plan was due to start in 1966. By this time, the novelty of planning had declined considerably. And moreover, India was facing acute economic crisis. The government decided to take plan holiday. Clear? So there is no money with the government to run these programs and policies. Okay, clear or not? So first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, third 5-year plan, and fourth 5-year plan, they managed, the government managed. But after that, there is no more resources with the country. Okay, acute shortage of resources. Okay, an economic crisis. The government decided to take the plan holiday. I already told you that. You can see that several years there was no plans at all. Clear? So it's called to be the plan holidays. Though many criticisms emerged both about the process and the priorities of these plans. Okay, the foundation of India's economic development was firmly in place by then. Okay, so clear. So we discussed about the first plan, second plan, third plan, and the three plans we discussed. So you can see here. Okay, so first 5-year plan, you already wrote that, right? Right? The first 5-year plan, right? Okay. So anyone please read that? The first 5-year plan. The first 5-year plan. Notes are there with you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then read it.
First 5-year plan in India. The
Yeah.
first 5-year plan, 1951 to 1956,
Hmm.
sought to get the country's economy out of the cycle of poverty.
Hmm.
Kakkaran Nandananth Raj, popularly known as K.N. Raj,
Huh.
played a significant role in the formation of the first 5-year plan.
Hmm.
He drafted sections for the first 5-year plan.
Hmm.
Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, presented
Hmm.
the first 5-year plan to the
Hmm.
Parliament of India. The
Okay,
plan
fine.
addressed mainly.
Okay,
Should I
so come
continue?
on, come on, read.
The plan addressed mainly agrarian sector, including investment in dams and irrigation. The
Irrigation.
plan
Okay.
identified the pattern of the
Huh.
plan identified the pattern of land distribution in the country as the principal obstacle
Hmm.
in the way of agricultural growth. It
Hmm.
focused on land reforms as the key to country's development.
Okay. Completed, right? So give importance for the construction of dams, irrigation. Okay, and land redistribution, land reforms, land reforms. Okay, so come to page number 53. You can see PC Mahalanobis. PC Mahalanobis, scientist and a statistician of international repute, founder of Indian Statistical Institute, architect of the second plan, support a rapid industrialization and the active role of the public sector. Okay, so Mahalanobis is the person, is a person with what interest? The statistician, right? Okay, and check here. He the architect of the second plan. So he supported the rapid industrialization and role of the or active role of the public sector. Okay. So Mahalanobis basically related with the second 5-year plan and he supported the rapid industrialization even in the rural area too. Clear? And the public sector intervention of the government in the industries, public sector undertaking, PSUs. Okay. Public sector undertaking. Okay, so please check that again. Rapid industrialization that is related with the second 5-year plan, right? And the person behind that is PC Mahalanobis. PC Mahalanobis. Okay, clear? So why? What is the importance of public sector undertakings? What is the importance of public sector undertaking? Hmm? Already we know that government owned and operated companies are functioning for creating welfare in the society. Clear? Yes or no? And their main motto is not making profit at all. Not making profit at all. Okay. That's what Mahalanobis supported the public sector undertakings. Okay. Government wanted to produce products that is necessary for the people. Necessary for the people, and should not allow any private industrialists to produce and to make money from the most important things that people need everyday life in their everyday life. Is that clear? Okay, that's the importance of public sector undertakings, PSUs. Okay. Can anyone tell me the names of some PSUs in India? Public sector undertaking? Any idea? No. Hmm? Had about Bell, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. Okay. So write down a question. Find out the names of some PSUs in India. Find out the names of PSUs in India and send me that today or tomorrow. Public sector undertakings. Find out the names. Okay. So you can see here, next page, page number 54, decentralized planning. Decentralized planning. What do you mean decentralized planning? Hmm? Everyone wanted to take part in that planning. Everyone want to enjoy the benefit of planning, right? Yes or no? Okay. So in Kerala, that's going to be the Kerala model of development, right? We will say that is a Janakiya Asutranam. What is that? Janakiya Asutranam, which means almost all the people or local governments will interfere in the planning. Okay, interfere in the sense they come forward with the different plans and programs as per that the government will function. Clear or not? So every local government in they know what sort of things they require, what sort of development that particular area needed. Clear? Okay, so that's going to be decentralized planning. Okay, so that's important question too. It is not necessary that all planning always has to be centralized. Clear? Hmm? Everyone can participate in that. Even people also can participate in that. Nor is it the planning is only about the big industries and the large projects. Not only planning related with the big industries or large products. Okay. The Kerala model is the name given to the path of planning and development. Okay, charted by the state of Kerala. This has been focused in this model of education, health, land reform, effective food distribution, and poverty alleviation. So, government of Kerala took these steps, these measures. Basically, what is that? Improving education, health, land reforms, effective food distribution, poverty alleviation, despite low per capita income, okay, and a relatively weak industrial base, Kerala achieved nearly total literacy. So, what is the problem with the state? Okay, the per capita income is low. Okay, there is no big industries. Clear? And its income is a low too. Okay, and relatively weak industrial base. Okay, there is, or we can say, frankly say that in Kerala, the industries are limited in number. Kerala achieved nearly total literacy, long life expectancy, okay, low infant and female mortality, low birth rates, and high access to medical care. Okay, so these are all related with the development of the people, standard of living of the people increased. Okay, between 1987 and 1991, the government launched the new democratic initiative, which involved campaigns for development, including total literacy, especially in science and environment. Designed to involve people directly in the development activities through voluntarily citizens organizations, the state has also taken initiative to involve people in making plans at the panchayat, block, and district level. Okay, So local level, the Keralites or people of Kerala, they participated in creating programs, okay, or plans for development. Clear? The data clear. So this is termed as a decentralized planning. Everyone can participate in planning. Okay, so example, it's a Kerala model planning. Clear? That give importance for education, healthcare, then what? Land reforms, you can see food distribution, poverty alleviation. Okay, clear or not? So this is an important question too. Okay, write the question. What is decentralized planning? What is decentralized planning? Explain with an example. Explain with an example. Okay, next one. Sorry, not completed that para, right? Okay, agriculture versus industry. Okay, Elvina Joy, please read that note. Agriculture versus industry.
Agriculture versus industry. Gandhian economists like J.C. Kumarappa proposed an alternative blueprint that put greater emphasis on rural industrialization. Chaudhary Charan Singh, a Congress leader, forcefully articulated the case for keeping agriculture at the center for planning of India. Others thought that without a drastic increase in the agriculture, there is no escape from the cycle of poverty. They argue that Indian planning did have a agrarian strategy to boost the production of food grains.
Okay, fine. So there is a controversial issue. I already told you that related with the development, controversies are there, contradictions are there, debates are there, right? Yes or no? These things are necessary or it is unavoidable related with any development plans. Okay, so some Congress leaders they stood for achieving industrial development and some others supported agricultural production should be increased or they stood with the agricultural production. Okay, so we have already touched upon a big question between agriculture and industry, which one should attract more public resources in a backward economy like that of India. Many thought that the second plan lacked an agrarian strategy for development. So many people or many politicians or many economists they thought that in the second plan there is no importance for agricultural production. Okay, and the emphasis on industry or they give importance for a industry caused agriculture and rural India to suffer. They thought that the second plan that give importance for industrial production it will create a problem for the agricultural production in our country or for the agrarian economy. So you can see here Gandhian economists like JC Kumarappa proposed an alternative blueprint that put greater emphasis on rural industrialization. So Kumarappa came forward with a program. What is that? Giving importance for industrialization, not in urban area, but in rural area, rural industrialization. Chaudhary Charan Singh, a Congress leader who later broke from the party, party to form Bharatiya Lok Dal. Okay, Chaudhary Charan Singh forcefully articulated the case for keeping agriculture at the center of planning for India. He said that the planning was leading to creation of prosperity in urban and industrial section at the expense of the farmers and the rural population. Underline that. It's a comment that made by Chaudhary Charan Singh. He said that the planning was leading to creation of prosperity in urban. So planning is to create a prosperity or development for the urban area with the cost of the poor rural people. Okay, clear or not? So with the expense of the farmers and the rural population. Others thought that without a drastic increase in the industrial production, there could be no escape from the cycle of poverty. So Chaudhary Charan Singh and some leaders they decided it is important to give importance for what is that? Agriculture production. Okay. Other leaders, okay, they decided. Others thought that without a drastic increase in the industrial production, there could be no escape from the cycle of poverty. So we want to develop the industrial production. Okay, we are not what you can say improving this industrial production, it is impossible to escape from poverty. Okay, they argued that Indian planning did have an agrarian strategy to boost the production of food grains. The state made laws for land reforms and distribution of resources among the poor in the villages. So some leaders they decided, okay, not industrial production, we required a agrarian for agricultural production, need more agricultural production, want to secure food security, food security. Clear? Okay, so this is the difference between politicians, those who support industrialization and those who support agricultural production. Agricultural production. Okay, so you can see here one film. Okay, Pater Panchali. It's a famous film. Received a number of awards. Okay, so just read it to understand, and we will meet in the next session. Okay, so we will continue the next session. Clear? Okay, is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. So we will meet in the next session. Thank you, everyone.